Right.
And I got different colored markers.
Finish, right? Progress, finish, right?
What about the top numbers on the periodic table?
It's only one. That's
This
eight.
should be what you see with. Don't make fun of me, y'all.
These numbers right here.
And then
I thought
we
that was
got-
the category.
I wanna say
Groups,
top
yeah.
numbers.
I'm not for sure.
It might be.
What are
groups.
these numbers for the periodic table? Think about it. It's at the top of the periodic table, and it numbered from 1
Yeah, bro.
to what?
Hold your hand and hold on.
To
18.
18. What are those numbers?
There might be rows.
What you think, Serenity?
Raise your hand.
Can I help you? If it's 9 people in here, and we gotta split y'all up into groups, we're gonna do 3 groups. We got all these elements on the periodic table, and they split into how many? 18 what?
It's only one of 18.
Wanna get help?
Groups.
Okay, do I say it?
You got 3 groups
18
of people, or 3 groups of teams to make 9 people. You got 18 what on the periodic table of elements?
Groups.
Aspects.
Groups. You got it. Groups. Y'all got it. Okay, so 1 through 18.
Y'all gotta
then
learn
you
to
got
speak
all your
up, don't be
periodic
shy.
tables. All
If you
your
got an
elements on the
answer,
periodic
try it.
table is grouped into
No
18
wrong
different
answer.
groups. Right? That's all I want y'all to focus on for right now. Because we're gonna get into the activity, and it's gonna make sense later when I'm telling you
This is
about
a
it.
group. This is a group. This is a group. This is a group.
So we got our recap.
Okay.
Now what I'm gonna do is teach you guys about valence electrons. Everybody say valence
Valence
electron.
electrons.
If I ever write an E with a minus sign, it's an electron. Can somebody tell me what's the charge for protons? I forgot about this recap. You remember?
P.
You got protons, neutrons, and electrons that make up an atom, right? Y'all remember that? Yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna draw it in a few too. I just wanna see if y'all follow me.
What's the
Hey!
charge? What's the charge of a proton?
So, does anybody remember the charge, whether it's positive, negative, or neutral for
Do you
protons?
remember, PJ?
For proton.
Protons.
You wanna take a guess? What do you think? Positive,
Good
my
job.
girl. So, what do you think the charge will be for neutrons, whether it's positive, negative, or neutral?
Is it mega?
What was that?
What's your name again?
Kennedy.
Kennedy, I was gonna get it.
Maybe.
Chrissy?
Neutral.
Neutral.
Good job.
We're gonna get there. You haven't learned it yet. What about the charge for electrons? Serenity.
Negative.
Negative. Okay, boom. So we got our charges. So when you're looking at an atom, the only way that you can make a bond or make something stick together. So at first we learned about atoms by themselves. We learned about hydrogen. We learned about helium. We learned about nitrogen. We learned about all the atoms by themselves, right? Now we're gonna learn how they stick together. So can somebody tell me, because I know y'all know this, what is the molecular formula, which is something, wait a minute, let me ask you a question. I love the excitement, keep the excitement. What is the molecular formula, which means elements that you have on the periodic table for water?
So we're gonna
Water,
put
water,
water.
water.
You make water.
How do you make water?
Yeah.
We talked about this for the past period too.
Oh, yeah, actually.
You ready?
Yeah.
What is it?
Liquid.
Okay, it's liquid, but what elements on the periodic table make that liquid?
What element?
Wait a minute. Think about it. What do you think, Sandy?
Gas.
Peach.
It's
Hydrogen.
made from gas.
Water,
but
H2O.
no. What do you
Hydrogen
think?
and oxygen.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. So we got one of them. It's 2 hydrogens. So what else are we missing
How do
from
you
water?
make H2O? Oxygen.
Think
Raise
about
your
elements on
hand.
the periodic table. So if I got hydrogen, we looking at our periodic tables in front of us. Kennedy, can I borrow your periodic
So
table?
you got 2 of these. H with the 2.
Chrissy, yeah, tell me. H2O.
Excellent.
Say it with me, y'all. H2O.
H2O.
So you got 2 hydrogens, you got 1 oxygen. Hi. What's water made of? Liquid, but what is that liquid with elements on the periodic table?
Hydrogen.
What did she call him?
No, because I just said it earlier. It was Phoenix.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, and what else?
What was the O4?
Two.
Yep, oxygen. So you got 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So it looks like this. Let me show you what it looks like. You got oxygen,
You can hold this one
You
so
got
you can see,
hydrogen.
so people can see. So you can see that one.
H2O. Say it with me, H2O.
H2O.
How many hydrogens are in a molecule of water?
Two.
2. How many oxygens are in a molecule of water?
One.
1. Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
2
yeah,
hydrogen,
this is a
1
question to
oxygen.
think about. I know
That's
you don't know. It's right there on board. How many hydrogens are in water?
Two.
How many hydrogens are in water?
Two.
2. How many oxygens are in water?
One.
1. What's the formula for water?
You should just say the formula was. What? How do you write water?
Oxygen.
No, how do
What's the formula for water? Scream it out, scream it
H.
out.
Oxygen.
And what else?
H2O.
H2O. Scream it out. What? How many oxygens is in water?
One.
How many hydrogens are in water?
2.
Make sense? You guys get it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you how bonds are made. I know we're moving fast. I promise it's gonna make sense at the end. Remember how oxygen was connected to hydrogen with a line? You got electrons right here. Boom. What's the charge?
Electrons. Positive, negative.
What's the charge? What's the charge? Electrons, electrons.
Positive.
No, it's negative. Look at the electrons. They're negative.
Negative.
Good job.
Make sense?
You see what
How do
she
you,
wrote
how do you make
electrons
a
at the bottom?
bond? What we just said it 2 seconds ago.
How do they speak to each other?
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Everybody stand up. This periodic table's on the chair. Reach to the sky, real tall, real tall.
Set the
Shake
thing
your
down,
fingers, shake your
Peter.
fingers.
Yeah.
Try to reach a star. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Try to reach a star, try to reach a star. For real, for real. Close your eyes, close your eyes. You shouldn't be looking at me. I can look at you, but you can't look at me. Close your eyes. Both hands, both hands. We're not gonna stop till everybody do it. All right, lean to the right. Lean to the right, lean to the right, lean to the right. All the way to the right, all the way to the right. Lean to the left. All the way to the left, all the way to the left, all the way forward. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. You shouldn't be looking at me. Close your eyes, close your eyes. All the way back, all the way back, all the way.
Backwards,
Stretch. Okay.
Backwards,
Open up your eyes and shake your hands. Come on, just like you're doing in the gym. Shake your hands. Okay, we awake? Whoa, eyes, ears. That's a kind of a call and answer. You got it just that quick. If I say eyes, you say ears. If I say ears, you say eyes, right? Eyes, ears, eyes, ears. Okay, we awake? Yeah. Okay, back to the board. I promise when we get this down, we can do the fun stuff. What's the charge for electrons? Think about the question before you raise your hand. Think about what I asked first and think about what you want to answer. What is the charge for electrons? Negative. So what is a bond made out of? In order to have something connected, you gotta have a bond, right? My helper scientist, Kendra. We just made a bond. Make sense? How many electrons are in this bond? Say it out loud. 2. There we go. I need some confidence. How many electrons are in this bond? 2. What's the charge of these electrons?
0.
What's the charge of these?
1.
This is what I'm asking you. What is charge? Positive, neutral, negative, right?
Yes.
This is what I'm asking you. What's the charge of these electrons?
Negative.
Negative. Yeah, give me some confidence. Say it with some confidence because you're right. What is it? Negative. So, what is this? What do we just make?
Bond.
How many electrons are in this bond?
2.
How many electrons does it take to make a bond?
Negative.
How many?
2.
2 negative charges. So that's what I want you to do, policy. Thank you, Kennedy. That's what I want y'all to focus on for bonds, okay? So when we make our molecules, this is the fun section. So we got oxygen, right? I you can make a bond is by knowing the amount of valence electrons. Right? We following?
Yes.
Valence electrons. Say it with me. Valence
Valence
electrons. Say it
electron.
by yourself.
Valence electron.
Got it. So the only way you can make it is by knowing the valence. You know the valence by the group number. How many groups are there on the periodic table?
18.
18. What group is oxygen in?
Look on your thing. 16.
What
16?
group on the periodic table? Means you need to look at the periodic table, find oxygen, and figure out the number that's above it. That's its group.
16.
Cause look, oxygen is right here. What group is it under?
What number is that?
8.
No, what number is it underneath?
Felix.
Exactly.
16.
16.
The
So,
group number is at the top. Hold it tight so you can
oh,
see.
you got to teach one thing.
Okay? Hold it up tight. Is that the middle person?
Okay.
Just
Everybody,
listen.
don't look at your periodic table. Look at my periodic table. So, remember when we were filling out our periodic tables, the blank ones, those who were here, we skipped the table in the middle where you see all your transition metals. Remember? No,
That's what it was.
Okay. The periodic table is made up of all of these elements, right? And they're all important. But for right now, we're going to ignore this middle block, okay? So instead of saying group 1, 2, watch me. Instead of saying group 1, 2, 3, we're going to say 1, 2, skip the middle, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? We're going to skip the middle? Skip the middle. So now if I got this up,
All the rest.
what group is oxygen in?
Finish you just said.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait.
Is that right?
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be 6 because you're skipping it, okay?
Show chemical.
No, look, okay. 1, 2. Skip all the rest there. 3, 4, 5, 6. So now she asking you 6. So wait till she gets on she can't figure it out, okay? Yeah, now it's gonna be 6.
Yeah, that's wrong. How do you give me a wrong periodic table?
This is 6.
Anyway, okay. So what group, if I skip the middle, is oxygen in? What's your name?
Peter.
One more
Yeah.
time.
Peter.
Peter. PJ. What group is oxygen in?
6.
My boy. Let me make some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, give me some. Because I thought skip the middle was going to go over your head. But y'all got it. Okay, so we understand why we need our group number, right?
Yes.
Because it tells us the valence electrons that are around oxygen. So I'm going to draw oxygen with this many electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to do it like that so y'all will understand. So these electrons are what make a bond. Oxygen, right?
Yes.
See the oxygen on the molecule?
See this O on there? That's for oxygen.
Let me get my scientist helper.
This is the one that she made.
Count how many lines are on that oxygen. Out loud, we gotta hear you,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, because there are 6 outer shell electrons.
How do you know?
So in order to make a bond, you need electrons, right? So
Because
we're
you
gonna
really
make a
just
bond
reading
on
what's on
something
the
smaller
paper.
now instead of our
And she
hands.
teaching you,
go to
so listen,
oxygen.
okay?
She's got an electron here, and I got an electron with hydrogen sticking out. Hydrogen's in what group? Look on the periodic table. What is hydrogen in? What group is hydrogen in?
One.
What
Look,
group is hydrogen in?
H.
Find it on your periodic table.
H is number 1.
What you think?
18.
Look on your periodic table. Find hydrogen. What's the letter, the symbol for hydrogen? Out loud, everybody tell me. Take a guess. What's the
H.
symbol for hydrogen?
H.
So where's H on the periodic table?
1.
1 in group 1. So how many electrons should hydrogen have? 1. How many electrons does hydrogen have?
One.
Makes sense? So we're gonna take one electron from hydrogen and one electron from
Yes,
oxygen,
number one
and we're
is
gonna make a
in there.
bond,
Look, see,
right?
number
So
one.
that's how we make bonds.
Right here it
Then
says
we're
one.
gonna take another. There you go. Oh, you see how I'm making it stick? You can do your thing. Another bond from hydrogen, another electron from hydrogen, and another electron from oxygen to make a bond. Right? How many
Yes.
electrons are needed to make a bond, guys? Spit it out, say it, two, with confidence. How many electrons are needed to make a bond? What's the charge on electrons? Negative. How many electrons makes a bond? What's the charge on electrons? All right. I think y'all got it now. So,
Can I ask you a question?
yes. I'm sorry. Are there
So
any
you
questions?
put that one hydrogen with those oxygens that made,
Hydroxide? Come on, baby. You get too deep.
okay, you said hydroxide, okay.
I just wanted them to see the bond, though. But this is how water looks, right? And I draw my bonds pushing down one way for a specific reason. Because it's electrons. Electrons, I'm sorry. Electrons have so much negative energy. And what you think about this, when you see electrons, they got so much negative energy. So the bonds are forced that way because of how the electrons are made. So that's why when you see the oxygen, you know, it pushes those bonds down there because of where the electrons are. They have no choice but to make that bond. So this is what water looks like, right? So I wanted y'all to go ahead and play with these. Try to figure out how I want to do this. Okay, we got groups of 3. So let's try another one first. What about nitrogen? What group?
Look on your group. Look on there.
If we skip the middle, what group is nitrogen in?
Nitrogen.
Spit it out.
That was 6 steps.
Whoa. Skip the middle.
5.
Yes.
1, 5.
Yes. Just say it. Tell her. Say it's on 5.
5.
Nitrogen is in group 7.
No, group 7.
Wait a minute.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, so that's on 5.
Yeah, that's the
I said it.
Skip the middle.
that's the atomic number. That's what that is. It is 5. The atomic number is 7. I think it said.
What's the atomic symbol for nitrogen? Nitrogen. N. What group is nitrogen in? Skip the middle. Count it and skip the middle.
5.
Count it and skip the middle. No. Wait a minute. Remember, you gotta hear the question first. Think about your answer. Don't blurt it out. Skip the middle and count. What group, skip the middle, is nitrogen in? Nitrogen in. 5. What group is nitrogen in?
5.
5. Everybody, what group is nitrogen in?
5.
Okay. So that means nitrogen can have 5 stuff around it if it wants. Nitrogen get weird and make triple bonds, so that's why it's triple bonds. So they can have 5 stuff around it. So we just gonna say that it's valence electrons look like this. And you don't have to memorize it as a kid. I don't let you do it.
Oxygen.
So
That's
if
what
I
you just
have
used.
hydrogen, what group is hydrogen in? Hydrogen starts, what's the hydrogen's atomic symbol?
H.
What group is H in?
1.
1. So how many electrons does hydrogen have?
1.
It can stick to nitrogen with 1. And nitrogen is going to, I guess, share its electron too to make that bond. What group is hydrogen in?
1.
How many electrons does hydrogen have? 1. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. It's gonna make more sense when y'all play with it, I promise. Y'all see it?
Yes.
Nitrogen and hydrogen. Pass it around, pass it around. Ah, it's still up there. Pass it around, pass it around. Okay. So let me figure out how many more groups. Are
Make
there
it
any
all
more
the way
questions?
finished. You're supposed to
is there
put it
anything that's
together.
confusing? Anything that just look like, what is she talking about?
I'm gonna set the
Anything
thing
y'all
behind
curious
y'all so y'all can set these behind y'all so y'all can be able to look at it and pass it around and take turns with each other, okay? Everybody's supposed to be getting a turn.
about? You skip the middle.
That's water. Mm-hmm.
It's H2, you got 2 H's and 1 O. So you make water.
Makes sense. Put it, no, it's a magnet. You make it stick together.
It only connects to one at a time.
Okay, now pass it around so somebody else can see it, okay?
18. So if I skip the middle, which is the red zone is the zone we want to stay away from. Well, you number is this one. If you count from here, skip the red. Try it. Nope, count it
I
out.
wish I can pause this. My thing doesn't pause. Ain't that crazy? I can't pause. If I stop, it just stops.